Okay, gentlemen. So today we are going to start our new topic, chapter number 1 about introduction to construction planning. The last semester I tried to complete all the uh, video recording about my course, construction engineering and management. So this semester I was planning to finish first contract management, but then I got the course construction planning and with construction engineering and management. So there is another course about the graduation project or capstone, for the final year students project. And so there are 3 courses. It's a very busy life. But anyway, I will inshallah try to record videos related to this course about construction planning. So as you know, my name is Professor Rafiq. So allow me to say Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. I'm going to recite these verses of Quran that Musa has prayed from Allah. Oh my Lord, open my chest, grant me self-confidence, contentment and boldness, and ease my task for me, and make loose the knot that defect from my tongue, and remove the incorrectness from my speech, so that they should understand my speech. So I'm going to recite these few words in the beginning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to each one of you. So we are going to discuss, my dear students and viewers, today we are going to discuss chapter number 1 about the course construction planning and scheduling. So this first chapter is introduction. So let's move forward, inshallah. So see, this course they have a different names in different universities. Some here we have the name is construction planning, and in some other universities they name it as construction planning and scheduling, or in some universities the name of this course is project planning and scheduling. Or say in some university they say it's the project planning, scheduling and control. So this course is a very important course. I would say it's in the contract, in construction contracts or every project, 2 things are very important: cost of the project and time to complete the project. So this is, this project course will address how we are going to do the project planning and then scheduling to control the time so that we can complete it on time according to the contract, and facilities should be delivered to the owner on time, and there should not be cost overruns or delay or these things that all those things are going to increase the cost of the project. This course is also in the interest of everybody, that as time, people say time is money, time is very important resource. So you have to manage your time and do your all the things in your life on proper time, So in this course, you will learn how to do planning and then for your life and for even for construction projects, engineering projects, and how to best use the time, how we should manage our time in a proper way. So it's a very good course for every individual, that there will be a lot of learning, but those people who want to study work on the planning and scheduling or on Primavera and so on software for time management, so then this course will provide this theoretical background so that you can successfully operate all those softwares, different softwares, maybe it's Microsoft project or it's Primavera or other software. There are a lot of software that we can use for planning and scheduling. So let's move forward. Then textbook, there is, we will follow this textbook, Construction Planning, Scheduling and Control by Saleh Mubarak. It's published by Wiley. And there are 3 reference books, Construction Planning, Scheduling, and by Professor Professor Jimmy W. Hines, and then a handbook for construction planning and scheduling. Yeah. And then third book I put in the reference is Construction Project Administration. So here you can see the textbook look like the title page, Construction Project Scheduling and Control. It's the 3rd edition that we are going to follow by Saleh Al Mubarak. And there are 3 reference books, Construction Planning and Scheduling. Okay, so it's 4th edition, Construction Planning and Scheduling, and then a handbook for construction planning and scheduling. Okay, and there is another reference book is Construction Project Administration. So these books we will follow in this course, inshallah. Okay, let's start with so what we are going to discuss in this chapter is like we will see what is mean by management or project management, portfolio management. Then we will try to define what is planning and scheduling. And we will also review our, what is project management. So why are we doing scheduling, schedule the project? So what is the scheduler, what is the scheduler, or what is the planning engineer? So successful scheduling systems. What is successful scheduling system? Scheduling as part of project management. Okay, so and then we scheduling as part of the project management. It's very important topic. So these things we are going to discuss in this course. So let's start with the types of management. Okay, so in the management we are going to say some types of management like general management. So we are going to manage the project or specialty management. We are having some specialty like in finance or human resources or information technology. Then we have, we manage the program management, like a lot of project we execute under one program. So then we will discuss portfolio management. Portfolio, like how many projects a company at a time they are executing. Some projects are large and some are small, some are big, some have short duration, some have large duration. So all the projects all together will make the portfolio of a company, or all the projects that a ministry in the government sector is going to handle, on those tasks. So portfolio management. Then we will discuss also a bit more about project management. So in project management, there will be a specialty in project management, like some contractors or parties or company, they are specialized in some work. Say for example, filing work. Okay, some company is specialized in HVAC, okay, in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning work, or in electrical work, or in some other areas. So project management. So let's define the project: a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Okay, project is a, like we call it, a temporary, and it's unique. Okay, so every project, when we say unique, means no two projects are similar. So there could be different in a way that they have a different designer or different contractor or different owner. Our location is different, design is different. So there is something unique that we are going to do first time, in the project. Their construction methodology will be different, or we will be using different kind of equipment. So in this sense, we are going to say that every project is unique. Now it's temporary, means it's every project has a start time and finish time. It's not forever, it's not a continuous thing. So every project must have a start time and finish time, and it will give at the end deliver the project. it will have a deliverable. So the owner will receive, a facility in return to that. So it will have a deliverable. And this definition is taken from the Project Management Institute book. It's a project management body of knowledge, 5th edition. So let's move forward. The project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet the project requirement. So we are going to apply all these, our knowledge, our skills, and tools, and different equipment and methodologies, techniques, some software or construction methodologies, building techniques to build the project. So to meet the project requirement. Accomplished through the application and integration of the project management processes of initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control, and closing. So every project we start with the concept like we are going to initial planning. We are going to start the project, and then we do the detailed planning, and then there will be a construction period, like construction of the project on site. So during construction, we do the monitor or doing observing the project, and then whatever is deviations, we try to bring those things under control. Okay. So that on the track, and at the end, we are going to close the project. So this also definition taken from PMB. Okay. Okay, so let's see what is a program. Program is a group of related projects managed in coordinated way to obtain benefits and control not available for managing them individually. So say, for example, we are building a Olympic venues for Olympic Games. So it means all the venues should be completed before the Olympic Games will start in a city. So all those venues, whether it's related to badminton or swimming or it's football or hockey or whatever, all those venues and accommodation for the athlete. So all those projects should be completed at the same time. So these kind of projects we are going to manage under a program. But now the same, similarly, if we take example like in our college have different programs, like civil engineering is one, electrical engineering is another, mechanical is another, chemical is another program, architectural engineering is another program. So we have different programs. Programs may be temporary, one-time program. The program or they are ongoing, usually periodic or annually. So it's like a program for civil engineering is for 4 years degree. So it's 4 years. Year number 1, year 2, year 3. So it's annually. But after 4 years, students complete their program, and new entry comes every year. So it's from a one-time program, like what we have seen venue construction in case of Olympic Games, or it could be, periodically or annually, just like we have in our college. A program can be a large and complex project. A program can be a large and complex project, like a construction of venues for Olympic Games. So there could be a lot of venues that we have to construct, or we will be renovating the existing venues, a football stadium or a hockey stadium or a swimming pool stadium for athletics, for swimming, for different, to cover all the games. So let's come to the portfolio management. Portfolio that a organization, a big company that how many projects a company is building at one time. Like some projects are big or some are small, some are just a short duration, some are for long duration, for some project cost is less, some project cost is more, but some project may be just starting, some project 30% complete, and some projects 80% complete, or some projects like 95% complete. So all these projects for the company, they become portfolio of the company. So let's see, similarly for the ministries, all those projects that ministries are going to handle, so they are a portfolio for the ministry. Portfolio is a collection of projects or programs and other work that are grouped together to facilitate effective management of that work to meet strategic business objectives. Okay, so this is the definition. The projects or programs of the portfolio may not necessarily be dependent or directly related. So you can have different kinds of projects under the portfolio. They are maybe some projects related to electrical or mechanical or civil engineering. So the power generation, there could be different projects in one portfolio. Like this is the hierarchy. We can present a program, portfolio, and projects. So we have a projects and the project. We have like we can say sub projects. Okay, we separate the project into sub projects. We can sublet to different subcontractors. Okay, this is the foundation work. This is piling work. This is the fall ceiling work. This is HVAC. This is electrical work, and these are civil works. So we can have sub projects. Okay. And then we have these number of projects, so we can run similar projects like we have to complete all the Olympic Games under one program. Okay. So then portfolio is under the portfolio. We can have projects also. We can have a program also under the portfolio, under a ministry or under a portfolio of a big company. So the company may be running a program, or company may be running the projects also. So let's move, project objectives. So mainly in three things we are going to address that are very important. One is the cost of the project and to manage time schedule. So time management, cost management, and then the scope and quality. Okay, so we should not compromise on these things. We have to finish every project with the required quality given in the specifications. So it's this triangle, we call it time, cost, time, constraints triangle. So cost, time, scope triangle. On the three sides, one side we have a scope, other side is time, and third side is cost, and in the middle is the quality. Okay, so if any side will change, then it will affect the other two sides also. Okay, if scope means the volume of work. If the scope will increase, so it means cost will also increase, or time will also increase. Similarly, is with if there is a time extension, so this will also change the cost of the project. So it will affect the other sides of the project also. The project requires a defined scope. Okay, time is the available time to deliver the project. Cost represent the amount of money or cost of resources. Okay, resources usually we means 4M. Like we need material for the to build the project. We need money. We need manpower, and we need machinery or equipment to build the project. So quality represents the fit to purpose that the project must achieve to be a success. So the quality is whatever we should build, we should construct, we should execute. So we should do it with quality and maintain the quality. Quality is like a constant, So we should not like our work is not accepted and have to demolish and do it again. So we should avoid these things. Whatever we are going to do, we should maintain the quality. Quality, required quality. Now the same constraint, these days they have mentioned in a more these objectives, like they have a cost, schedule, quality, safety, and reputation of the company with in relation to public. So how they are connected, So this project objective is with the schedule. So another objective is cost, another objective is safety, another objective is reputation of the company. So, and these are all linked, like quality is linked with cost, quality is linked with environmental improvement, quality is linked with reputation, quality is linked with the schedule. Similarly, our schedule is also linked with the scope of the project, objective of the project, and with the schedule we can maintain quality, and with the following the schedule we can have complete the project on time, so we can manage the cost, and then we take care for our workforce. So schedule is also linked with safety. So this is like these days, they have included other dimensions also in that before, but we have in the previous slide just time and cost and scope and quality. We have added more dimension to the model, objectives and constraints. So let's see the life cycle of the project. First, we start with the proposal request, then we do the feasibility study. So if project is feasible, then we can say we can go ahead with the project. So feasibility study is when we are going to inception of the project, or just going to conceive the project. So it's we do the feasibility study. So there could be many types of feasibility. Say like economic feasibility project is economically feasible, like meaning it's going to give more return, and there will be benefits will be more than the cost. Okay, economic feasibility or financial feasibility means that we will finance and manage the finances of the project, how we'll raise funding from banks or from what source, or it's a government funding. So how we have to arrange the finances to build the project. Okay, it's a financial feasibility. So this particular like environmental feasibility project should improve the environment with the presence of the project. So if we cut like one tree, so we should plant 5-6 trees by this way. So with the presence of the project, environment is going to improve. This is the project is environmentally feasible. Or we could have other like cultural feasibility or political feasibility. Like if we have to build a project, so where this project should be built, whether in Riyadh or in Jeddah or Medina Munawwara or Mecca or Al Mukarrama, or we have to build in Dammam, So the location, like this is like political decisions, So there cultural feasibility, so we can name, but mainly we do the economic feasibility. So if the benefits project will give more benefits and economically project will give more return, so then we are going to say, okay, we can go ahead with the project. So once we go ahead, we do the planning. Okay, in the planning stage, like we are going to decide the model of the project, how many stories will be for this project, building project, how the building look like, a square or rectangle or what shape, whether it is a steel structure or concrete structure. So main things we have to decide, So it's like we should decide in the planning stage. Think about the quality management, procurement management in the planning stage, or pre-tender planning, post-tender, things are during the what will happen during the construction. So we can have a lot kinds of planning, do the planning, and then once we have finalized the models, we do the detailed designing. Okay? So you can go in detail and design those elements, maybe the footing, maybe the column, or beams, slab, okay, one-way slab or two-way slab. So we can design all those elements of the project and prepare the detailed design. After that, there will be bidding process. So we can advertise the project for bidding process, and construction companies, they can participate in the bidding. or there could be a negotiated contracts, design build projects. So we should negotiate. Then by this way we will, at the design stage, select the own consultant or designer. So now from the bidding, they select the contractor. So then before starting the construction, so it means there is a owner, there is a consultant or designer, and there is a also contractor we have selected. So now the contractor will construct the project on site, do the construction for next 3-4 years, whatever the duration of the project. And then the consultant or supervision consultant will supervise the work of the contractor. Okay? So on daily basis. So then contractor will continue the work until project is complete. So when project is completed to the satisfaction according to the contract and specifications, so project will be handed over to the owner. So it means a project HO means the project is handed over to the owner, and owner will take over. TO means owner will take over the project. Okay. So then once the project is taken over by the owner, so it means owner will maintain and operate that project. Okay, so next 20 years, 30 years, 100 years, owner will operate that project and do the maintenance, okay, of that project. Sometimes the owner, when they are operating these projects like a dam project or anything, so they do the upgradation. Okay. They install new turbines to enhance the capacity. So they are going to raise the dam to have more capacity. So sometimes we do the project upgradation, or those existing projects we do the rehabilitation, like is over. We spend money so that the project look and is come to increase the life of the projects. We do the rehabilitation. So we do upgradation of rehabilitation, and finally, when we think project has completed its life, so it should be disposed of, disposed of or dismantled or removed from site. Okay. So project should be demolished. Okay. So now see this, when this one, so we have actually when we define project, so project means we start from the planning and design, bidding, negotiating, construction period, and handing it over with the owner. So this is like the project that usually when we say project means, so it means feasibility studies are done before the project. And before we start with the planning and detailed designing. So feasibility studies are done in the beginning, and then project is handed over to the owner. So owner will operate this project for next 80 years, 100 years, whatever the life of the project. Okay. So let's move forward. Scheduling as part of the project management. Project management in construction include these kind of things, like in scheduling we do the scheduling, time management. Okay, in project management for managing construction project we do the time management. It means we prepare the schedule. We do cost management and try to manage our budget, how to cost, how much budget owner have want to spend the money, so we do cost management. And in planning, we do also risk management, how to manage risk of the project. Okay, so there should not be any failure, accident. If there is something, could be financial risk or weather-related risk, or could be any kind of on-site risk can appear. So risk, to understand risk, when we cross a road, so we are facing the risk of accident. So risk is always with the have impact and probability. So we do risk management and we do procurement management. Okay, from where and from what source we have to buy materials in what quantity, okay, and what should be the delivery time. So all these things make subcontractor with other contractors. So it's all we study in procurement management. And then scope, so scope should not change, or the contracts are always written in a flexible way that to fulfill the requirement of the owner. So sometimes owner, they are asking additional work or more work or there is changes in the design. So all these things we are going to handle in a change management or in scope change with the variation orders or change orders. Okay. Then we have project administration. So project administration means project management. They will maintain all the documentation. Okay, so all the change orders, all correspondence letters, khatab. So they will. This is a project administration. Then we do quality management for the project to maintain quality. So according to the contract and specifications, we have to maintain the quality and do testing or testing of tubes, laboratory test for materials. Okay, for steel, we test tensile strength. For concrete, we do the compressive strength of concrete. So it's all quality assurance and quality control and quality management. We are going to do as part of the project management. Then is health, safety, and environment management. Okay, how we are going to ensure that we provide safe working conditions. Our workers will not get any diseases like corona or anything. Okay, so like if you are using some company use asbestos, so people become health issues. They get cancer. So we manage the health and safety, that there should not be accidents, so no one could get injured, and we manage the environment also, that how the project is going to improve the environment. Then we do also logistic management. Like logistic means supply chain management. Okay, so at what time we need materials. So material should be there, equipment should be there, and concrete should be there, vibrator should be there for casting of concrete. So all the supply chain, so to do our work, we need labor force, worker should be there, and then material should be there, and all equipment required should be there, or if we have to do compaction like casting concrete, so vibrator should be there. So this is all supply chain management or logistic management we do in the project. So there are other also dimensions could be included, but this usually when we have like a schedule and cost, so this we discuss under project control. Okay, that we have to control the cost of the project and we have to control the time of the project. So these two things are very important to complete the project on time and to avoid the cost overruns or manage the cost of the project. So there are all these, management areas. They are interrelated. Okay, so let's move forward as planning and scheduling. Okay. So what is planning and schedule are two terms that are often thought of as synonymous. So they are not actually same. Planning is different than scheduling. Okay, so scheduling is just one part of the planning. Planning is something bigger. Scheduling is to do the time management. Like in the previous slide, you have seen that a lot of things. We have logistic management, we have procurement management, quality management. So all these things come under the planning. So, but one part is scheduling is one part of the planning. So project scheduling is the determination of the timing and sequence of operations in the project and their assembly to give the overall completion time. Okay, so we are going to determine how much time project will take and what sequence of those activities or operations we will make tartib, that sequence. What should be built first, and then next, and then next. So it's like doing time management. Okay, project planning. So what we said before, project planning is deciding in advance what to do and how to do it, when to do it, and who is to do it. Okay, these kind of things we are going to address in the planning, or the process of formulating, organizing, and analyzing the intended actions for the carrying out of a project. Okay, so in the planning stage, we are going to discuss how to organize the things, how to analyze them, and then take corrective action. A project plan is a formal document designed to guide the control and execution construction of a project. A project plan is the key to a successful project, and it is the most important document that needs to be created when starting a project. So we must spend enough time in planning, do planning in a good way. Now, what subcontractor we have to hire, what party should be involved, what material related, similarly equipment, and what equipment we have to buy, what so their capacity. So all these things we have to discuss in the planning. Okay. So say for example, we have planning for pre-tender planning. Okay, so what we should prepare ourselves before we go for the bidding. There is a then contract planning. How we have to get the contract and sign the contract or complete the contract on time. So there could be a planning for construction. There are different kinds of planning we can do. Related similarly, the planning for quality plan. There is a procurement plan. There is a risk management plan. There is a logistic plan. Okay, so then we can have a lot of plans. We have to fulfill. Project planning serves as the foundation for several related functions such as cost estimating, scheduling, and project control. So these are like important things. Cost is very important, and time management is very important. So we have to bring the things under control. Proper monitoring. The plan can include elements that has to do with the scope, design, and alternative design. So if, for the design, it's very important that we should change if we want to have changes in design. So we should do those changes in the beginning, So we should consider alternatives, alternative A, alternative B, alternative C. So what is best, what is most cost effective. Okay? So then in the plan, we have to pay attention how much money we want to spend, what is the cost of the project, how much owner have money, how much owner want to spend money on the project. Okay, so we do the time management, we do the finance management or land acquisition. So procurement plan, and we should have operational plan. So how we have to execute the things, carry out those operations on site. Plan can take different shapes and have different content depending on. Okay, when we prepare the plan, so what is the purpose of the plan? What is the what level of details we need in our plan? So these kind of like the timing of the plan. So how much time we have to prepare the plan. So these accordingly we can go in more detail or less detail if the time is short. So importance of planning. Okay. Just simple things like measure twice and cut once. Okay, so this is like when in the tailors they cut their prepare the clothes. So they are measuring more than one time, and then they are going to make with the scissor. They are going to cut it. So this is like. This planning is very important, so you have to think and then you do implement. So measure twice and cut once. Okay? Then there is a story for planning a trip. Okay, so usually if you want to go to visit some country, so you need to decide. This will be like planning for your trip. Okay, for how many days you are going to visit that country. So what airline you will choose, what luggage you have to carry, where you have to stay, okay, what hotel you have to book. So what you want to see over there. So what is the purpose of the visit? What activities you want to carry out during the trip. So what airline you want to choose to take your air tickets, or you will go from the airport to the hotel, and the limousine, whether taking a a mass transit system like train or taxi. So all these things you need to plan, for your trip in detail. So for how many days, and so where you how you have to travel, and where you have to stay, and what you want to see over there. Okay. So we have to manage a risk. Okay, managing risk is very important. So whatever risk are involved, so we should try to manage those risks from the very beginning, to avoid any disaster or any failure. Okay. So risk management usually start before signing the contract. Okay. So from the very beginning, we should be full and see what are risks involved in this project. You cannot get something for nothing. Okay, so there is nothing is free these days. So you have to, everything is will be paid. With this, let's couple of points we discuss about importance of planning. Then see here planning stage. They say to that ability to influence design. If you want to change the design, so change the design at the planning stage in the beginning, or at the inception of the project. So finalize your design, okay, the model. Uh, like how many stories building you have to build, 50-story, 30-story, or 80-story. You have to decide in the beginning. And then how the building look like, a rectangle or a square, or what shape from outside its finishing is. So architectural design we should finalize, whether it's a concrete structure or steel structure. All these things to influence design we should finalize in the beginning, at the planning stage and design stage. During the construction, when you go ahead with the construction on site, then there is to make changes, they sometimes become very costly. So it means to make changes you have to demolish something and redo it again. Okay, avoid those things. So it's a cost of change is less if we want to change the design in the beginning of the project. But as construction is going, so at the end of the project, so then it's a cost of change is going to be high. So, after that, if you think to have to make changes in design, so you have to demolish, do the work again. So avoid these things. So planning is very important, in the beginning of the project. We should be clear, about our project. Now let's come to the planning is the process of determining how a project will be undertaken. It answers the question what we have seen before, like what is need to be done and why we are going to do it, how we have to do it, where we have to do it, so the location, who is to do it, and by whom. So who is we use for subject, and whom is from for object. Like who is going to do this work. Okay. So who is responsible for this work? Okay, we got this thing. We got this material. By whom delivered this material was delivered. Okay, so whom we use for a object in objective case, who we use in the subjective case. How much? Okay, how much is the cost, and when? Okay, when we have to do this thing. Okay, in general. So in scheduling, actually, we are going to discuss when, when we have to do this one. Okay, what time we have to do this one. So when is important. When is like related to the scheduling. Other things are related to the planning. So scheduling deals with when on a detailed level. Okay, so this will we will see that plan is something a very big thing. Planning, construction planning or project planning is a very big thing. So when we discuss address when, so when means that we are going to like what time we have to start this activity and next activity and next activity. So we are addressing the scheduling. Okay. So this is like make difference between planning and scheduling. I hope everybody understand from this diagram that scheduling is part of planning. planning is a very big thing, but scheduling is part of um, planning. So project scheduling like cost estimating is the prediction of future occurrence, time and money. So it's when we prepare schedule, we can also incorporate cost of activities in our with the Primavera software. What are the activities and what is their cost? So it's a prediction of the future occurrence of those things and time and money when we have to start those activities. Once project execution start, actual performance may not and usually do not follow the prediction called the baseline when it becomes an official part of the contract. So this is like when the contract that contractor is going to sign with the owner based on the bidding drawings. So there, at that time when we submit the bid, we submit the baseline schedule. So that will be the original baseline schedule, and later on, whatever changes are going to happen, like variation order, change order. So we are going to compare with the baseline schedule. Okay. So schedule is going to help us for claim management or for claims. We can put more details in that one. So it's according to the original contract. So original schedule that we have submitted, that will be treated as a baseline schedule. So everything later on will be compared with the baseline schedule. Here comes project control to track both schedule and cost, find variances where, how much and why, and take corrective action to bring the project back to the plan. Okay, so project control is we will do the monitoring, okay, observe the things and wherever there deviation changes, so we will try to bring those on track. Okay. So this is the called project control. So it's like we can, if there is a restriction, we have to complete the project on time, so we can increase the resources, increase number of labor workers, increase number of equipment. So by this way, we can bring the project on a track. Why do owners schedule projects? Okay, simple things in this one. Get an idea on the project's expected finish date. Ensure contractors proper planning for timely finishing. The project used for cash flow prediction. We are using this schedule for cash flow prediction, like what time the owner has to pay money, because monthly payments. So what time the owner has to arrange these payments and what time the contractor will receive those payments. So it's used for project control and verification of progress payment request. Okay, so schedule we are going to use for project control and even to have verification of the progress payments. So monthly payments that owner has to pay to the contractor based on his work done. Use for change orders, impact and what if scenarios. Okay, so we can use schedule for managing change orders like variation orders. So the person working on the scheduling, so he incorporate that okay, today why the work was stopped today. Okay. What was the reason? Maybe there is a sandstorm, there was a flooding, there was some weather related problem or some other problem, there is a material shortage, or there is a drawings were not available from the owner side, or there is some obstruction from underground, there is a water supply line underground, there is a whatever, there is a telephone line underground, there is any other sewerage line. So utilities have to be replaced. Okay, so we have to manage those change orders, and all these things should be incorporated on the schedule. Used to verify contractors' delay claim. Okay, so this is also like if contractors submit delay claims that project was delayed because of the fault of the owner, the site was not handled on time, or the relocation of those utilities was not possible on time. So they submit delay claim with providing evidences. Okay. So we take help from the scheduling to settle the delay claims. why do contractors schedule projects? Okay, or what benefit contractor can get by scheduling? Ensure ability to meet owner's requirement. Okay, they are going to meet the owner requirement by following the schedule. Have an efficient work plan, coordinate with subcontractors. Okay, so by seeing the schedule, subcontractors know when they have to start work, when they have to finish. Okay, so it helps the subcontractors when they have to mobilize and bring materials on site and machinery on site. Use for cash flow predictions. Okay, so this schedule we use for cash flow, how the money will come and go out with the passage of time. Use for preparation of progress payment request, project control. We are going to control also, and we are going to use this to see the progress payments. Used to assess change orders. In fact, we use to prove a delay claim. So we can take help of what was the reason for that work was stopped on this day. You know, there was any weather-related problem, like a hurricane or tornado or a sandstorm or anything. You know. So plan material procurement. Okay, material procurement order deliveries, like subcontractors, they have to deliver materials. So they take help from the scheduler what time they have to deliver and what time this activity will start. So they should deliver those materials. It will help in procurement management. Who else need the schedule? So the designer, architect, engineer will also need the schedule to check that work. So then construction manager or project management committee, so they also need this schedule. Then lending institutions, you know, the banks who provide funding for the project, they also need schedule because they want to know how long the project will take for completion and when the project will start taking turn, when they will receive back their money. So government, they have to issue some license for working or issue some permit like for you know, traffic management to block the roads or for traffic police. So if they have to give you know, visa to some laborer or engineers, so they need also this schedule. Legal consultants, they need schedule and attorneys so that they should know the project schedule and to handle these legal issues in the courts or somewhere. So these kind of like other parties, they also get benefit from the schedule. Okay. So now if the planning engineer or so who will be the scheduler? Okay, can be an engineer, planning engineer, or an architect, or a computer expert. Okay, or a mathematician can become a scheduler, or a construction manager can become a scheduler, or an artist can become a scheduler who can communicate better. Who will be the scheduler? Okay, so this is like, and then. So usually, you know, civil engineers, they are good, proof to be good, like planning engineers or schedulers. So they work on Primavera, and even some mechanical engineers also prove that they are a good planning engineers, okay, or the scheduler who can work on Primavera for preparation of planning of the projects. So on planning and scheduling. So there is a project. PMI is Project Management Institute. AACEI is American Association of Cost Engineers International. So they issue some you know, certification for these people who work in preparing the cost estimate as a scheduler or planner. They can get some certification. So scheduler, three types of knowledge. He should have knowledge in the principles of scheduling and project control, knowledge in the specific technical field like civil engineering. He should have knowledge in computer software. So then he could be a good scheduler. Then knowledge acquired by education experience. So experience is going to add in the planning planning engineer. Like this time he has worked for 3 projects he has completed. So if he complete another project, he has experience of completing doing scheduling on 4 projects. So there is a importance and priority of these types like scheduling. We should have these kind of knowledge, knowledge of principles of scheduling and project control. He should have technical field knowledge like civil engineering knowledge, mechanical engineering knowledge, and then computer software. So these things, and then these scheduling people, are they going to work part-time or full-time, or they are consultants? So what are the pros and cons? What are the having advantages and disadvantages of having part-time or full-time as a scheduler who will be working on the project schedule? So tripod, a good scheduling system there, that project scheduling system, it works that we should have a human factor is important, then technology like the software is important, and then the knowledge of management is important. And so if we have these 3 things, so then project scheduling system works in a good way. So now, do all projects of all types and sizes have a need for CPM scheduling? So then does the need vary? So of course the need will vary. If the project is small, then maybe for 3 months project, usually we make prepare schedule for more than 6 month or 1 year projects. So for small projects, they complete with quotations of this thing. So we don't need a planning engineer or to prepare the schedule. Okay, myths or misconceptions about scheduling. So this, I should get a very accurate schedule. I bought the most expensive software in the market. So this is not important. I hired a computer specialist to handle the Primavera. Okay, so CPM schedules are a bunch of nonsense. We do it just because the owner required it. Okay, so some people have this kind of comments on the schedule. Because the owner, when they ask to submit the bid, they ask for schedule. So they ask for CPM schedule. We do not need an expensive system or Primavera. So it is all up to here. So it's like different people have different myths about the scheduling, but for large projects, planning and scheduling is very important. So they need to what's going on daily basis, and it helps in controlling the project, monitoring the project, and then it's in claim settlements. So it's very important. Then it's here is a cash example, like it's this in the middle curve is the planned first time planned curve with the early start, early finish. So this curve shows with early start, early finish. It means the contractor can make saving. If he build the project in this way early, so he can make more money. But if he build later, his progress is slow and building going slow. So then capacity of time, because they are spending more time, and it means contractor profit will drop. So contractor always can make more profit if they keep good speed and they can follow the early start, early finish time for activities, and they try to build as early as possible. By this way, contractor can increase their profit, and they will make more money from the project. Again, this, like this is the S curve. So it shows the spending of the contractor day by day. Every day, contractor is going to spend money on the material, on equipment, on labor force. So this is the money spending curve from the contractor S curve cumulative spending from the contractor side. And then after 1 month of working, So they will submit the payment based on the work done, and consultant and owner, they will have 1 month to check and pay that payment. So the first payment contractor will receive after 2 months. Okay, after 2 months, 1 month is work done, and 1 month is for checking and approval and paying the payment from the owner side. So these will be like the way contractor is going to receive money from based on the work done. Okay, so as you can see, his cash flows are his receiving money is less, but spending is always more. So the whatever the difference, he usually need to finance this by taking loan from the bank or getting the credit line from the bank. So his contractor cash flow will become positive only when they receive the last payment. So this is in normal way, but sometimes some owner give them advance payment, so then things become different, so that we will discuss later, inshallah. So with this, gentlemen, we have finished this chapter, chapter number 1, planning and scheduling, or project planning, or course construction planning. Inshallah, we will continue with the other lectures. So this semester, I'm going to offer this course. Inshallah, I will try to make these videos for the whole course. If Allah help me, may Allah help me in this. So if I have spoken something wrong or so allow me to say, then inshallah, allow me to say that kafara majlis, So subhanakallah wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Thank you very much, my dear students and viewers. Inshallah, we will continue with this, and we will come with the next with the chapter number 2. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.